There you have it. Beethoven, he had 9 symphonies. That was the 5th one. Um, COVID, are you being affected by COVID? You wearing a mask everywhere you go? Are you going to work? Are you staying home? Is it possible even to do work right now because of COVID and things like that? Well, we're trying to figure out here at Central Valley Talk. So we're doing a lot of remote interviews, bringing people in from afar, as far away as England and South Africa and Australia. But today we decided to try a new method, and that's to get someone to come in our studio, but we're going to be 8 feet apart. So our guest is, and I told him I wouldn't remember his name, Jose Moreno. And it looks like we're right by each other, but as you can see if I reach out, my arm disappears. He's way, way over there, about 6 or 8 feet. Welcome, by the way. We can take our masks off, I think, because it's safe.
Perfect, perfect. Yeah. Thank you, Mike. Thank you for having me.
Just don't spit when you talk. 8 feet. We're about 8 feet apart. So we appreciate you coming very much. And you're a life agent. Tell me the company and everything.
Absolutely. So I'm a life agent with PHP Agency. It stands for People Helping People.
Nice.
We represent some of the top insurance companies in the nation. So we have a lot of great opportunities to help a lot of people right now, as you can imagine.
Now, I've just been reading up on this, and life insurance isn't what I thought it was. I thought you paid like $20 a month, you die, and your family gets some money or something. But there's a lot more to it, huh? You can build a retirement or an annuity, a savings account. Tell me all about that.
Absolutely. So there's so many more aspects. Think about it. The insurance that most people think about is the cell phones back in the 80s. They've come a long way, and now we have iPhones of insurance, where if you get sick, if you need to pull cash out, if you need to do so many different avenues, you can actually draw benefit from it before passing away. And that's really one thing that most people don't even know.
So life insurance isn't about death anymore. It's about life and living. So.
Exactly. It doesn't have to be that scary subject anymore that no one wants to talk about.
If something bad happens, then you got something for your family. So.
Absolutely. And that's one of the main things. So, our business is twofold. We focus on the client side of making sure that if anything were to happen, what happens to the legacy? What happens to the children? One of the things, and actually I just did a live video on this not so long ago, was, who needs life insurance? The answer is everyone.
Everyone. I was going to answer that question. Who needs life insurance?
Right?
Everyone,
so
yeah.
it works. And the main thing you're looking at, if you just had a child, or if you have expenses, if you're single, it doesn't matter. You never want to leave that burden. And if you can leave a legacy behind, why not?
Now tell me something about it. There's sometimes like a savings account?
Correct. So we actually do specialize in index. So you mentioned an IUL, where you can actually draw interest and have like a savings account and have it accrue. Right. And so it's a great way. You're participating in the market, and you don't have to participate in any of the downfall. So there's a lot of great opportunity there.
Would you use that to set up like a college account for your kids?
Absolutely. So all 3 of my kids have one.
Okay.
It's a great, safe way just to kind of build a little bit of equity for them and teach them how the money game works.
So when you say you're getting a life insurance policy on your kids, you're not doing it in case something bad happens, or you're doing it for their future.
Absolutely. All investments are thinking about the future. Okay. So I'm thinking about schooling, first house, down payments. We know how that goes, right?
So let's say, by the way, I put all my kids through college the hard way, just paying for it, but there is an easier way than you're telling us, yeah.
Absolutely. Imagine if you could get the same money you paid and then have it accrue maybe 8% interest.
Wow.
The compound interest starts growing really quick there.
Over the 18 years of their life, it would have made a giant difference in my life, I could tell you that. Okay, so what about someone like me who, 61 years old, I never got life insurance. Is it too late?
Absolutely not. So that's one of the things, the great thing is we work with people of all ages, all backgrounds, all walks of life. And there's always a plan for whatever your need is. And that's
so there's no, like, this guy waited too long, he can't get it now?
No, absolutely not. There's always a solution. There's always an option. It's just sitting down and finding the customized option for you.
Now that I think about it, I probably will live at least 20 more years, so I might be able to build up something really nice then.
Absolutely. We actually just sat down with someone yesterday, correction officer, close to your age, and they set up a plan. Right. So it's never too late.
Yeah, never too early and never too late. So what about, just when you're getting started with your family, you're getting married, which is expensive, you get your first kid, that's expensive. Do you have plans to work with people who are, not real wealthy at the moment?
Absolutely. So, one of the things I like to say is if you can afford Starbucks, you can afford a life insurance policy. If you take a look at it, most people spend maybe, $5 on a cup of coffee, maybe a day.
Yeah, every single day.
So if you do that for 30 days, you're talking about quite a bit of change right there.
You notice that people who do Starbucks, once they start, they have to do it every day?
There's no stopping to it, right?
There's no stopping it, but it's still the same thing in life insurance. Just get into that same habit.
Exactly. Once you set it up and once you see what you're building for, it'll be easier to kind of budget it.
Yeah. And if you get a little broke, then you can just stop the Starbucks for a couple weeks, but keep the life insurance going.
Exactly.
Now, what if somebody says, wow, this sounds fascinating. Where should they start in reaching you? Is there a website, a phone?
Absolutely. So I'm in Instagram. I'm on Facebook as well, but you could always call me. My number is 559-301-3317. Very easy. Text, call, voicemail. I get back to everyone usually between 24 hours.
Can you imagine that old-fashioned method? You could actually call the guy and he'll answer the phone.
I'm one of those weird millennials that likes to talk on the phone, so I'm definitely open to it.
Well, let me ask you this. What if somebody's watching and they say, wow, I would like to get into that industry. Can you help them?
Absolutely. So I talked about this company being twofold. The second one is we actually help people build their own agencies and come on board. We're changing the energy of the industry, having events. We actually have our annual convention. We were talking about it coming up. And we actually, some of the guest speakers that we've had before, just to give you an idea, we had Kevin Hart 2 years ago. We had President Bush. We had the late Kobe Bryant, rest in peace.
Wow,
last
your
year.
Convention, your national convention.
And it's actually been all over ESPN and everything, the interview that was done there. So it's a lot of great energy. And this year we have Pitbull.
Pitbull.
So if no one's heard of Pitbull, I don't know where you've been, but we have a lot of great speakers coming up.
Well, what happens? You can't have a convention this year.
Absolutely. So we've taken to what a lot of industry's done. We're actually doing virtual. So normally our annual convention's in Las Vegas. You have to spend travel, hotel. All that's been eliminated and done completely virtual. So if you would like to get into the industry, the first step would be attend one of these conventions. We actually have one coming up in 2 weeks. If it's on, I believe it's on the screen. Get in contact with me and we can kind of talk about it.
Now, would somebody, let's say they want to get into this, because they could build their own business. That's the idea, right? Building your own business.
Correct.
Your own life insurance agency. Would they have to quit their regular job and just go cold in this?
Absolutely not. So we actually have teams with the firefighters, teachers that are going back virtual right now. I've had people from retail, from all walks of life. The only thing that you need is two things: a good work ethic and wanting more.
Wanting more, yeah.
That's it.
It seems to me like, well, it's a weird time to think about that, but teachers, usually they work so much of the year, then they get months off at a time, and they're always looking for a different income. This might be something good for teachers.
Absolutely, but if you think about it, our whole industry is about education. It's not selling. It's not the way it used to be. It's about education and helping you.
You're not talking someone into something they don't need.
You're not.
You're just educating them. Then.
So teachers do the best.
Yeah, they do good at this.
They do very well.
Firefighters are on a day and they're off 2 days.
Yep.
I bet that would fit well for them, too.
Yep. So anyone who has an interest in helping the community, helping your fellow person, does great in this industry. It really does.
Okay. Okay. Jose Moreno is PHP. When's your convention? In a couple of weeks?
Couple weeks. Starting right now, August 27th.
Would this be a good time if somebody's thinking of getting in that industry to talk to you now so they be in before the fun convention?
Absolutely. This would be the best time.
Yeah.
The convention gives you a whole overview of the business, and I guarantee you, I've been to 4, never disappoints.
Is it free to talk to you about it?
Absolutely.
I love to say this. Free to find out. Call Jose. It's free to find out about getting in the life business. But if you're a young married people just getting started, you're having a kid, you're an old guy like me and you haven't, got around to it, or even if your kids are 13, 14, 15 years old, call Jose right now.
Yep.
It's free to ask him questions, by the way.
Absolutely, and every plan is customizable to their needs. There's not one size fits all. It's all for you.
All right, we're about out of time, but I'll give you the floor. What else do you want to tell our viewers?
No, the only thing is everyone stay safe. I want to give a huge shout out to all the first line responders, all the teachers out there. From someone who's been switching to virtual since March, I know how hard it is. They're starting now, and just give them a huge salute and thank you for what you do.
Yeah, you're learning a new way to do business, I guess, huh?
Absolutely, all remotely, all 49 states.
So now people don't have to come to your office and sit there, or you go to their house and sit there.
Nope.
You can do it virtually, so it's safe.
Absolutely. We operate in all the states as well now.
Yeah.
Virtual call. It makes it easy.
Well, I'll tell you this. There's a lot of people bored right now, sitting at home bored, with nothing to do. Now's a good time to pick up the phone and call Jose Moreno and just ask him a million questions. Pick his brain about this stuff, either about going into the industry or about, getting life insurance for yourself. And by the way, you don't have to be married with kids to get it, right?
No, absolutely not. I know a lot of people just finishing college, starting for their new jobs. It's always a great time. You never know what's going to happen, so protect yourself and have a plan.
Well, let me ask you this. You're a young guy trying to get a date, trying to attract a wife, trying to start a future. What if you go in saying, hey, I've got $1 million life insurance policy or something?
I let it tell it by my wife. If you have a plan, it makes you that much more attractive.
That much more attractive. All right. Our guest is Jose Moreno. His phone number is 559-301-3317. Find him on Instagram, Jose Mo 2007.
Correct.
Because that's the year you were born.
Year I graduated high school, right? It seems like a while ago.
2007. And Facebook, Jose Moreno, Life Agent. If you really can't find Jose, call me here at Central Valley Talk. I'll give you his direct number if that's okay.
That's perfect.
Stick around. We have more on Central Valley Talk right after this.